You can always turn things around, no matter how messy life gets. I've found myself in messy situations more times than I can count. Of course, it's never something you plan for. Life just happens. One day, you wake up and realize that you're in the thick of it, and finding a way out feels really overwhelming. That's when a life reset routine has saved me over and over again. A reset routine is so much more than just decluttering and organizing. It's about reclaiming control, starting with one simple thing at a time. Because while we can't always avoid the mess, we can always take action, and that's how transformation begins. We had a couple of friends visit us last month, and it was just so nice spending good quality time with them, but I definitely put my life on the back burner and been kind of itching to get my life back together again. So I think it's time for a life reset. I love doing it every week, but also at the beginning of every year. It's so much more than just decluttering and organizing your life. I feel like it's a good chance to kind of stop what you're doing and think about where you are now and how you want to be moving forward. So I think I'm gonna finish up my breakfast here, and then I have my notebook, and I'm gonna be planning out what I want to do for the rest of the day. I've done many life reset routines in the past, and none of them are the same because there isn't just one way to do it. This time, I decided to reflect on the different areas of my life and essentially do a mini life audit, reflecting on what's been working, what hasn't been, what do I want to detach from, and what do I want more of. Right now, I feel like I need to simplify and organize my home, as well as focus on my mental, digital, and financial well-being. I just jotted down a quick to-do list for each category and the small actions I can take to move towards my goals. And ultimately, I want to create a system for the rest of the year too. So my friend Helena introduced me to this app. It's called Microsoft To Do. So nice to have everything in one place instead of having it spread out everywhere, which I tend to do. But yeah, I just love apps that take very little to no time to set up. And this one is very straightforward and it's free, which is an added bonus. So I'm going to take some time to just update all the different lists that I have from the ideas that I got on my notebook. And I know it's going to take time, but I'm going to feel so much better after I do it. So I have my life in different categories, and then it goes into more details. I'm just updating the current list that I have. For example, in my digital tab, I'm creating a weekly reset to-do list for all of my devices. This part of my life gets really overwhelming if I'm not actively on it. I am also updating my weekly grocery list and meal prep ideas so that we don't have to worry about what we're gonna eat throughout the day. And then my personal tab. I'm adding all the books, the movies, and classes that I want to take this year. There are so many productivity apps like Evernote, Notion, Asana, but I think it just comes down to personal preference. But whatever it is, I just highly recommend using one to create systems for yourself. It might take a weekend or two to set it up, but it's so worth it because your life will be simpler moving forward. Before we continue, I wanted to thank the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. Therapy is definitely something I'm going to be continuing in 2025. Even though I have friends and family I talk to every day about things that I'm going through, I feel like I don't always want to unload everything on them. So it's really nice having a therapist and having a weekly call to talk to a professional about the things that I'm going through and kind of having them as a sounding board. What I love about BetterHelp is that it's really easy to get started. Just go to their website, answer some questions, and you'll be matched with a licensed therapist, usually within 48 hours. I think the best part is that you can do it from your phone, your computer, through phone call or video chat, whatever is the most comfortable for you. So if you want to try therapy, you can go to betterhelp.com/malamalife or choose MalamaliFe during the checkout process for a special discount on your first month. Thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video and for supporting this channel. By the way, isn't this really cool? It's a visual timer and it's awesome for time blocking, and I use it for pretty much everything now. You obviously don't need it, but it is really helpful if you are a visual person. As you guys know, we have downsized quite a bit, and I will say the downside of it is that it gets messy really fast. So I try to do a quick 10-minute cleanup every morning, and then I have a deep clean list for once a week. And of course, it hasn't been that long since we moved, so I'm proud to say that my clutter is under control. But this is a really good chance for you to go through all of your stuff and see what you don't need in your life anymore. Our place is looking so good. It looks so clean, and it actually really smells good too. I have like orange peels and cinnamon stick on the stove right now. Finally stopped raining, so I'm gonna go and pick up some stuff for dinner and also some stuff to meal prep for the rest of the day. We have a tiny kitchen, and it's been the perfect excuse to eat out, but as you can imagine, it adds up quickly. I've been feeling the need to reset our budget, and I was thinking of doing another low-buy year. And I've done several low-buy challenges in the past, and it's always helped me to reset my spending habits. But this time I thought that I would jazz it up and dedicate 1 month to just one category. For example, no online shopping in February, no Amazon in March, no takeouts in April. Because I learned that 1 year is way too long for me to commit, but 30 days is somehow doable. And by switching up the different categories, I think it'll help us see which expenses are truly necessary and which aren't. So let me know in the comments, guys, if you are also needing to reset your budget, and I'll make a full separate video on it. The beautiful thing is that we don't have to wait until the new year to reset our lives. Every day is a chance to start over again. In fact, we can mentally reset whenever we need to by creating some space for ourselves. Morning meditation, controlling our breathing through breath work, putting down everything to just go for a walk. Being aware of how we're feeling and knowing when to reset is so powerful in our overwhelming, information-dense world. These mindfulness practices give us the chance to pause and just come back to ourselves again. Another really powerful practice is brain dumping or morning pages. I have an ongoing to-do list in my head, and I just brain dumped all of it in the task section. This is my inbox right now. And the craziest thing is I check my email all the time, but if I just miss a couple of days and it was during the holidays, I just felt a little bit behind. My personal email doesn't look like this, obviously, but this work email, I have to find a system to like filter out all the spam. Okay, let's get to it. For so many of us, digital space is our second home. And sometimes it's difficult to see the clutter, but you can definitely feel it. So I've created a weekly digital reset routine on my phone, which is to check my email, clean my desktop, transfer files, delete photos, and just doing these consistently would be so helpful for my workflow. And something I've been wanting to do is unfollow and unsubscribe to brands, people, and accounts that don't inspire me, don't share valuable information, and or encourage more consumption. I've become so protective over my energy and attention, and I decided I just don't have room in my life for this anymore. There are so many people doing cool things, sharing amazing ideas and beautiful creations, and that's what I want to leave space for. You know what I love? The moment when someone decides enough is enough. It's like a switch flipped and they said, I'm not going to go down this path anymore. It's powerful because it shows how unstoppable we are once we choose change. And that's what a life reset means to me. It's letting go of what is no longer serving us and reconnecting with who we truly are. What do you think? It just feels so much lighter. And maybe I'll put some I don't know where you are in your life, but no matter how messy, chaotic, or overwhelming life is, or maybe, I hope that this gave you a little bit of inspiration to reset, to simplify, and take control of your life again. Just start with the first thing on your checklist.